Hi there. Thank you for joining UnSCRIPted. I'm Angela Kashuba, Dean of the UNC Eshelman School of Pharmacy. We have an amazing community here at the school, all working towards a shared goal of solving the world's most pressing healthcare challenges. And I'm excited for you to hear unscripted stories of our faculty, staff, students, alums, and partners. Today, I have invited Caroline Sasser to my office for a conversation. Welcome, Caroline, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So you are a program coordinator for PharmAlliance, really critical for us, but I want to start at the beginning. So we'll get to PharmAlliance in a second. And that's how you became a pharmacist. How did you get to pharmacy school? I hear it's an interesting story.
Well, it's a long story, so I'll try to give you the abridged version. I was just a curious kid, and my mom was a nurse, and I got really interested in, kind of a morbid fascination with cancer, weirdly, and was asking my mom questions like, well, what do they do about, what is cancer? What do they do about cancer? And, well, why are the drugs so toxic? And then we start talking about vitamins and, okay, well, how do you, can you take too many vitamins? And so we sort of, in my mom's green station wagon, start doing some light pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics type conversations. And that was probably the first clue that I was interested in pharmacy. When I was headed to college, my parents at the dinner table said, you can go to any school you want to go as long as it's a North Carolina state-supported school, because we're North Carolinians. UNC was the best, so I applied. I had one backup school, NC State, sorry State, and I got in and I came, and it was obviously the right choice for me, because I found, when I was starting to think about, all right, well, what do I want to do with my life? What are my career options? Yes. I wanted to make sure I was going to be helping people, right? That was a pretty basic requirement. I wanted to be able to interface with people. And then finally, a big part, like it or not, was financial security. So I'm from a very rural area and saw what it was like to not have financial security or folks around me. And so that was a big driving decision. It's like, if you're going to go to college, you got to have something, to be able to make a living. So started thinking about what would fit those criteria in the sciences, and pharmacy was a natural fit. And fell in love with the profession and thought, gosh, this ticks all the boxes. I think I'll go to try for pharmacy.
Tell me about the best experience that you had in pharmacy school.
Oh my, the best experiences. Oh, okay. Well, that's easy, actually. And it's sort of a shameless plug for my current job. I was able to go to Moldova for a pharmacy rotation in your fourth year. And that was hands down the best experience. It was novel and exciting and so challenging, but it was rewarding too, right? It was, you got to expand your network massively. I still keep up with the people I met there. You get to learn about, how pharmacy operates in the other side of the world. What do you do with different resources? What do you do with different culture? And it made me think way more creatively about how to incorporate patient ideals and wants and their goals into care when I was a practicing pharmacist in Greensboro, North Carolina. So that was by far the most rewarding, exciting, coolest thing I did in pharmacy school.
No, I love that, because that's one of the reasons that we set up the Global Pharmacy Scholars Program, was to have our students get those international experiences and really troubleshoot, just even on a daily basis, like getting put into a place where you don't know the language, you don't know how to get around, you don't know the health system, and you're in a health system. So that's really, I like hearing.
Oh, it was tremendous.
That for you.
Lots of stories about broken water lines and teaching my roommate how to do a sailor's shower, where you shower with just a water bottle, because so like what you're saying, you troubleshoot. And it just makes you a better person, I think. More adaptable and
it's just more confident.
Right. More confident.
Yeah. So after pharmacy school, you focused in ambulatory care. You did 2 residencies.
I did.
In ambulatory care. So talk to me about that time and what you were thinking.
Sure. So, your 4th year in pharmacy school is all about exploration. You're trying on new hats. You're thinking, could I be happy? Could I be challenged in this? And ambulatory care was the most rewarding and exciting. It ticked so many boxes for me. It was fast-paced, highly collaborative with the healthcare team and the patients, with each other, with students and learners. You were talking to people all day. There was financial security. It ticked all the boxes for me, right? So I went on to do a residency at Moses Cone in Greensboro, North Carolina, and learned so much there. I think not many people would say I would repeat my residency program, but I would. I loved being there, and I loved the people, and I learned so much from them, and I'm so grateful. So I did more of a general, I mean, it was ambulatory care tracked, but it was still pretty general. There was a good bit of inpatient experience. And then when it was time to, move on and say, okay, I've got to graduate, I got to get a real job. Yes. I was interviewing, and I was sort of underwhelmed by the advancement opportunities that I was qualified for. So it's like, okay, I'm interviewing to be an AmCare pharmacist. What do your pharmacists do 2 years into their career? Where do they go? What leadership opportunities? What advancement? What teaching opportunities? Yes. And they were sort of like, well, don't you want to just make money? Don't you want to just be established and get really good at what you're doing? And I sort of thought, no, I don't. I want to keep learning. And so I did a lot of soul searching and inventory taking about what I loved and liked and disliked. And consistently, the love was collaboration and teaching and learning and
sounds like academia.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like academia. So I said, oh gosh, I think I need to find my way into academia, which is how I found my way back to UNC through the PharmAlliance partnership, through a fellowship.
So talk about PharmAlliance and what it is.
Yeah, so PharmAlliance is UNC's strategic international partnership with the schools of pharmacy at University College London in the UK and Monash University in Melbourne, Australia. We have been collaborating since 2015, before I came on board. I came on board in 2019. And we try to work on things as a collaboration, as a partnership that we couldn't do by ourselves, and that truly have the potential to transform the way we educate, research, and practice in our profession and in the pharmaceutical sciences. That's PharmAlliance in a nutshell.
So what were your experiences as a fellow in PharmAlliance?
So as a fellow, gosh, I felt like I was riding on the coattails of greatness, because I'm like, hello, I'm a fellow. I'm here to help you do whatever you want me to do. And it's these world-renowned researchers and got to interface with deans. And I mean, it was wild. And I was able to, as a fellow, I was working more, I guess, intently on specific projects in education, developing a leadership course, for example, or working on developing a framework for a practice-related project. So it was more project-based stuff. And then as I got deeper into the partnership, I started thinking, okay, well, we don't communicate very well. Let's work on that. And so let me work on internal engagement. So let me start tracking metrics. And I sort of just got deeper into the day-to-day operations and efficiency of the partnership, and always trying to shore up what we're doing, start communicating more broadly and being more inclusive in what we do. Started thinking about that. Started thinking about our external influence. So what can we do to partner with others? And it really just blossomed into this, what can't you do within PharmAlliance? I was really fortunate, even in the midst of the pandemic, to be able to stay on in a permanent role.
PharmAlliance has become a really important part of the school's global footprint and global ambitions. And I just love the way we have our student exchanges between the three schools. We work on research together, on educational opportunities together, learn from each other in the practice space. So covering all of those bases is, I've just been amazed at the amount of engagement and enthusiasm that everyone has for working together.
That perfectly sums it up. It's the engagement piece. It's like, we've said this is a good idea, and we've gotten people to agree and come along and then perpetuate that. And it's growing every day, every single day.
Yeah. But it takes effort. Yes. And so you are that catalyst between the three schools, I feel, that really, you're the engine that keeps us all moving in the same direction. So talk a little bit more about your role as a program manager in PharmAlliance.
Yeah, sure. So I think of myself more as support and a liaison to keep all the communication lines open, say, okay, education's working on this, researchers are working on this. Let's try and do it together.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I view myself. I don't know if I'd be so bold as to say catalyst, but I appreciate that. My work is, it is an administrative role, but the beauty of academia and this group in particular is they will not turn down willing help and enthusiastic ideas, right? So if I have an idea for how to frame a new strategic initiative or move or direction, people listen and they help me make it better, and they're not shy about saying maybe that's not the best way, maybe this is the best way, and it's very collaborative and nobody gets their feelings hurt, which is what I love about this partnership. It's truly mission-driven work. People are doing this because they want to. It's outside of their day job a lot of the times.
Right.
We want it to be aligned with their day job, but it's not always. And so you get people that are really, they believe in it. And it's great to work with people like that. I think it's important that students know why we're doing what we're doing for them. Why are we putting in wellness days? It's a response to, to their, not complaints, but their needs, right? Why are we doubling down and providing career services and an embedded counselor? It's because we're being responsive. Why are we teaching the way we teach? Because it's evidence-based. So I think, it's hard. It is a challenging curriculum, and rightly so. We take it very seriously, our responsibility to educate our students. And I think that if they knew more of the why around the choices we make, that maybe make things seem hard, or maybe make them a little concerned, like, do I need a wellness day? Like, no, we're doing everything because it's evidence-based and we care about that, right? More than the easy thing.
Right.
It would be easy to give them spring break and say, there's your wellness days. But no, we're making it harder. We're shuffling the schedule tremendously to fit in wellness days and respect those wellness days, for example.
What's on the horizon for PharmAlliance in your mind? Like the most exciting things that are happening?
I just came off an education call this morning where we were talking about what's next, where are we going? And we started thinking about how do we move out of our domain silos? How do we think about what we do in a more holistic way, right? Because researchers educate, educators research, practitioners educate, students eventually educate, right? And so when we're thinking about our initiatives in PharmAlliance or our projects or whatever we're working on, instead of saying, okay, this is an education project, it is a PharmAlliance project, maybe spearheaded by education, but pulls in researchers, students, practitioners.
I love your enthusiasm for global health, global public health, and education, and our students. So thank you for that. So in your spare time, if you have any spare time, tell us what you love to do.
I'm a North Carolinian through and through. From here, hope to stay here. Global citizen, but love the state. And I love to take advantage of everything the state has to offer, indoors and outdoors, but mostly outdoors. So I love hiking and long dog walks and sailing and swimming and kayaking, anything that gets me outside and needing sunscreen. That's my vibe.
Yeah, that's terrific. Caroline, thank you so much for spending time with us today. This is terrific. I appreciate you.
My pleasure. It's great to work here.
And I want to thank you all for watching. We love sharing stories of those who make the UNC Eshelman School of Pharmacy excellent. We hope you'll join us for the next episode of UnSCRIPted, conversations with people who are advancing medicine for life.